Hello and welcome to the video. I'm Jimmy the Mower and this is my review of the Sherpa wheeled leaf vacuum. So these Sherpa wheeled leaf vacuums are quite new to the market and they're available to buy through Machine Mart or Mower Magic Direct. Let's have a quick look at this machine and I'll tell you about the key features and benefits. First of all, sitting on top there, we've got a Lonsin 159cc engine, fantastic 4-stroke petrol engine. They're really making a name for themselves now as industrial petrol engines around the world, and it's been absolutely great for us. When we first got the machine, we had to obviously assemble a few bits and pieces, and part of that process was putting some oil inside this engine. It takes about 0.6 litres of oil, and if you'd like to see how to assemble it all and put the oil into the engine, then there's a video all about it and the link will be up here. So with this engine then, we put the oil in, as I said, and that's all we've done. Nothing at all since. It's been absolutely fantastic. We haven't even serviced it, looked at it, nothing at all. However, it is easy to service because the air filter's there on the side on some little clips. The spark plug comes in at the front and the oil drains on the back. It's as simple as that. So let's have a look at how we use the machine then. We come round here, and this is the throttle lever. We push all that all the way forward to fast. So that's fast on there, and then you pull this starter rope. Now, I won't actually pull the starter rope because they're very, very easy to start. You pull that and it will fire up straight away. So once it's running, it'll run on fast. When you're doing all your vacuuming or all your blowing, you run it on fast. If you want to slow it down, if you're talking to somebody, want to look where you're going next on site, etc., you can slow it down and just leave it ticking over in idle, saves you having to start it again. Pull it all the way back, and there's a nice click there as it goes into stop, and that just cuts the engine. There are a couple of other safeties on here, so if it doesn't ever run, there's a safety down there, this little micro switch that clicks in and out, and this is activated by this, and if that isn't pushing it down to operate the machine, this flap has to push it down when the hose is in operation. So those are the only safeties on there, that and that. So it's really simple to fault find it if you ever have a problem. So now we know how to start and stop the machine. Let's actually look at the machine, how it works and what it does. Well, obviously it collects leaves, little bits of litter, nuts, etc. off the floor when you're going around in winter. This is what we use it for, this is what we bought it for. The debris gets sucked in through the front, it goes up into the metal tank in there. The engine powers an impeller which causes a vacuum, so it sucks everything up into the middle. It's then macerated by 6-bladed impeller, and that's serrated. So as the things go through, they get chopped up and they get forced out into the bag. Now, it's very important that the airflow isn't restricted going into here. So if you've got big clumps of leaves, you shovel those up, throw them into your trailer, bin, whatever you need to get rid of. However, for walking along, they're on the floor, they're nuisance ones, you can't scrape them up, etc. This is where the vacuum comes into play, and it's a great bit of kit. So as I said, they go up there, into the metal tank, spun round, and they blow out into the bag. Now, the important thing about this bag is to keep it clean and clear. You can see ours is filthy and it's a bit damp. We've been out collecting leaves with it today and the rain just got too much. The machine was still working great, but I was soaked to the skin. So we came in, decided to do the review video and show you how great it is. Now, with this being sort of dirty, it does restrict the airflow. And with these collecting machines, same as mowing machines, it's all about airflow. You need the air to come in through the front, round there, and out through the back. If this net is blocked up and it can't push the air out through the back, it won't be able to suck up enough through the front. So it's really important these are clean. Now, when we're going round and it's dirty and it's damp like this, you can give yourself a bit of extra airflow by undoing this zip on the top, and that makes it from a doubled skin bag to a single skin bag, and it will let the air through. There's one on the other side as well, and that will really help things out. It's great. We've actually bought 2 bags. You have the option to purchase an extra bag, and we bought 2. And the reason is this one's here damp and dirty. We'll put that to dry in the workshop, and then we can use the other one tomorrow. And then the day after, when this is all dry, we can open the zips up at the back and put in the blower, blow it all round, blow all the dust out and the debris out, and it's nice and clean, and then it will be working perfectly again, and we can dry the other one. So now we know how it works, what it does, what the bag's for, etc. Just two things left: the height of collection and the casters on the front. Now, the height of collection, we've got it here on number 5, that's as high as it will go. And we're contract mowers by trade, that's the mainstay of our work. And when you're contract mowing, you think the lower the better. You're always heading for perfection, and that's what you want to get. However, we started off with this on number 1, right down there. And as you can see, there's not a lot of room underneath there. You come to any sort of lump or bump in the ground, even on slab surface, etc., and the vacuum's so strong, it'll stick itself to the floor. It really is that powerful. So when you're collecting on tarmac surfaces, I'd say number 2, and a lot of the time we use it on number 3. It's very strong vacuum. It will pick the leaves up on a number 3, no problem at all. You move on to grassed areas. Again, they're slightly lumpy and bumpy. You're going along, it will tend to stick itself to the floor because it's so strong, and you can lift it up to number 4 or number 5. We generally use it on number 5 when we're on grassed areas, and you think that it wouldn't pick up the leaves, but it does. The airflow comes in through the long grass, picks the leaves up, fires them up into there, they get chopped up and out into the bag. And as long as that bag is clean and dry, you will get enough airflow to pick the leaves up even on number 5. Now, the last thing are these little casters here on the front. When we first put the machine together, I wasn't 100% sure where they were going to go and what they were for. But now we've had it in use, we're out and about, you can see the wear and the scuffs on there. These protect the machine. You can walk close up to curbs, buildings, fence lines, trees, anything, and the casters will keep this from being worn away, protect your wheels, and also protect your knuckles as well if they're on the outside. Now let's take a look at the optional hose kit. With that kit, you get a baffle plate, and this baffle plate fits on the front to restrict airflow. I made a whole video about this, on how it works and what to do with it, and there'll be a link up there. But for now, I'll just show you that the plate sits in these grooves here on the side. So imagine you put that in there, and then the hose fits into the front, just on there, and you can walk round and you can suck leaves up, and it's absolutely great. Works everywhere. It's a fantastic bit of kit. But you have to have the baffle plate fitted, because you need to restrict the airflow through the front of the machine. So this slides open, connects on, and you can suck the leaves and they will all come through here. However, when you like to blow leaves, you can move this baffle plate out the way, because we need maximum airflow. And we take the bag off and we put the hose kit on the back. Now it will fit into this little slot on top. You must remove the baffle plate. It's very important, because we need maximum airflow to come through so we can move leaves. And then you'll be able to blow them around wherever you want to go. When we're collecting leaves off pathways and car parks, etc., we need to get, majority of them off there, don't we? When we're doing lawns, again, we need to take quite a few off, make it look pretty and attractive. When we're doing borders, we can take the hose and we can suck the leaves out the front of the borders. But we don't need to get every leaf out of the border. What we can do is put the hose kit on the back, and we can blow those leaves to the back of the border, where they can pile up and there'll be a habitat for wildlife over winter, and then they can rot down and return some nutrients into the soil, ready for the next spring. So we've seen it all. Let's have a look at it in action. Wow, wasn't that great? You got to see the Sherpa leaf collector in action there on tarmac car parks, footpaths and on grass, and it did really well on all surfaces. Now, the only thing left to explain is what we do with those leaves once they've been collected. So hopefully you've kept your bag nice and clean. All the leaves have come up, they're chopped up and they're in here. Okay, we move round to the back, you can undo the zips, side to side, and they come down easily. Put a little bit of release spray on there every now and again just to drive the damp out. Makes it easy to keep the zips working in tip-top condition. And you can put your hands in and you can remove these leaves. You can put them into your composting bin, your composting heap, etc. All ours go onto a trailer, as you'll see in the short clip. So we zip the bag back up and that's it. If you're a homeowner, you might want to take the bag off, empty it into the bin, and then you can hang it up there. If you're just using half a bag at a time, hang it up and it's nice and dry and clean for your next time. If you're a contractor, maybe you just leave the bag on, unzip it and scoop them all out and carry on with the job, whichever works well for you. Either way, you just make sure it's all clean and all tidy in there. There are only very occasionally you'll get a blockage. Now, if you go over too many leaves in one time, again, a big pile, as I said before, you pick those up and move them out of the way. However, if you do go over them and it starts to clump up, you can tilt the machine backwards. Now, you tilt the machine right down, as so. I wouldn't recommend this for too long. And you can put your hand in and you can get up to where the metal impeller is. Make sure it's turned off. Put your hand in, make sure it's not going to start. You can clear any blockages from there. Now, and the second one is we turn round here and we take the bag off at the side. And from this side, we can then see in and we can reach round and we can feel the same impeller from both sides. So any problems with it, that's where it'll be. It's so accessible from the front and from the rear, it makes it an absolute doddle to use. So that's your Sherpa wheeled leaf vacuum then. We've shown you how to set it up, how it works, what it does, how to keep the bag clean, and even a little bit of troubleshooting and blocking from the front and the rear. What a great machine it's been for us. In 2 months, we haven't done anything at all to it, apart from occasionally have to tighten these up, because I think while we're transporting it, they tend to rattle loose a little bit. So there's a top tip. Just go round and make sure everything's as tight as it should be. Apart from that, being excellent, put the fuel in, pull the cord, and away you go. It really is fantastic value for money. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you found it informative and entertaining. I've got a whole host of other content available for you to watch, so please give me the thumbs up and subscribe. If you've got anything nice to say, you can pop that in the comments below, and if you'd like to purchase one of these, all the links are in the description. I'm Jimmy the Mower. I'll catch you on the next one.